even know how to address what I've been reading because I haven't been reading pretty much anything for the past, I don't know, 4 months? Who the fuck knows anymore? I mean, what is 2020? We don't know. Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katrina and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing sort of a recent read sort of video since wrapping up books per month is not possible already since I have been reading shit for months. I mean, are we surprised? I'm not surprised. So to try and wrap this up a bit quickly, let's just say that I have read 2 books that I no longer have here. So I read 1.5 because I DNF'd the other one at half point because they were borrowed to me by a friend, so they are making its way to him as we speak, I hope early-ish as possible. So they are volumes 2 and 3 of the Ice Age sort of. So those 2 are basically the second and the third one of the Ice Age cycle or something of the Magic the Gathering series. I had read the first one in my last wrap-up. I read the second one. The first one was nice. The second one was goodish, I guess. And the third one, I already didn't have the patience to read about those characters and that world. I mean, the magic system was nice, but the world was not as... I didn't care. I didn't care. And so I DNF'd the third one, and I am reading other books. It's just, that's it. Then I read Vision in Silver by Anne Bishop, which is her third book in her The Others series. And this is basically about this girl, every time that she, and trigger warning for self-harm, every time that she cuts her skin, she has prophecies, and she runs away from a place where she's being kept and used to live with the others, which are sort of shapeshifters, but their original forms are wolves and panthers and bears and crows, and they shift into humans, but remaining with some characteristics of their former animal selves. So they're basically sentient animals that belong in the nature mother goddess, and they shift to humans to actually trade with humans and try and live among them. This is a guilty pleasure read. This is not good. Anne Bishop's peak in her Black Jewels trilogy series, and that's it. The rest of the writing is not great. The characters sometimes annoy the shit out of me, but it's interesting, it has interesting dynamics, it's easy to read, and when you're in a reading slump and you don't know what to read, it's pretty great, and she has written worse. So I guess it's nice. It's sort of like a 3 stars, 2.5 maybe. It's a nice thing to read, but it's not going to be for everyone actually, and I couldn't honestly say that this is good because even though I enjoy it, I know it's not good writing. So it's fun. It's just fun to read. Then I started doing a buddy read with Maria João and other people, and we are reading A Darker Shade of Magic series by Victoria Schwab, V. Schwab. And I have read A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadows, and I am now in the page 346 of A Conjuring of Light. And I am loving this series. Like, I love all of the characters, even though some of them annoy the shit out of me, but I love how they annoy the shit out of me. And I love the dynamics, I love the plots, I love everything that's going on, even though the second book was a little bit slower than the first one and the third one now. I liked it. I am really enjoying this series. I don't know why, it's just... I love the characters, I love the worlds, I love the plots. Of course, every single one of you already knows what this is about. This is about Kel. He's an Antari, he's a blood mage, and he can travel between 4 different types of Londons. So Red London, where he lives, which is a London filled and thriving with magic. Black London, which is a corrupted and plagued and disappeared, supposedly, London that was consumed by magic. Grey London, that is a London very like our own without magic, and White London, which is a London that is currently falling with the corruption of magic. And he one day brings something from one London to the other and chaos ensues, and it gives birth to 3 books. And it's actually amazing. I love all of the characters. I know some of my colleagues with which I'm buddy reading them don't really enjoy Lila, but I enjoy Lila Bard because she is like a broken mess, and I can relate with that, even though I wouldn't do as many stupid things as she does, but I understand why, and I don't really particularly believe that she's supposed to be a likable character. I think that she's supposed to be a human character, which we can all relate, I think, with being broken and wanting to be loved. And yeah, let's not get into that because I will get emotional. The last lines of A Gathering of Shadows just punched me in the gut and fucking killed me, so we're loving it. As I said, I'm currently reading A Conjuring of Light, and I am this far into it. I know, I have a lot to read, but I am really enjoying it, and I have to say, Holland is my baby, and I don't know why Victoria treats him so fucking badly throughout this entire series, and even more so in this book. Like, we are learning about some of his past, and his present is not great either, so yeah. Why, Victoria? Why? Because Holland is a precious cinnamon being, and why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I mean, there have been phases in here when I was screaming, like, why are you doing this? What has this poor dude ever done to you? Like, what the fuck? I mean, he makes fucking mistakes. That's true. But it's just such a nice person on the inside. I mean, why the fuck? Okay, this is a rant for another day. If you want, I can try and do a review of all of the series when I finished, filled with spoilers and me ranting about how Holland is mistreated in this series. At least for now. Tell me down below if you want that. Also talking about currently reading, I am reading Marked in Flesh. I always have to see if these translations are well done. Okay, by Anne Bishop, which is the fourth book in the Others series. I am only on page 38, which is not much because I have started reading Conjuring of Light and practically shat on anything else that wasn't on my TBR because I was like, no bitch, I am going to finish A Conjuring of Light and I'm going to know what happened to my precious babies and fuck everything else in the entirety of the fucking world. That's it. And I just swore many, many times. So yeah, I am reading this really slow, but I don't really need to have a lot of attention dedicated to this book, so that's where we're at. And then I'm also currently reading, this is a book that I take with me when I go like to the beach or to get some air because it's not a fragile bind up and it's really like easy to read and it's like a paper edition of something. And this is The Bonfire of Vanities. This is by Tom Wolfe and this is a movie cover version, I assume, since we have, you know, actors on this cover. But this is basically a classic. This is about 20th century New York, and it is described as a colossal bonfire of the vanities. This is basically about political, racial, economical statements of what went on in New York in the 20th century. And it's basically about these two guys. One of them is Sherman McCoy, which is supposed to be our main character, although Lawrence Kramer, which is the second character, is also sort of a main character. So Lawrence Kramer is sort of a district attorney's dude. He goes to courts, he prosecutes people, he's a prosecutor. I was searching for the word there, sorry. And Sherman McCoy, he's a dude that works in the, how's it called? The Wall Street. Yeah. How did I forgot? Wall Street. Okay. And he one day runs over this black young man and he runs the fuck away because who does that? But yeah, people do that, sadly. And his life starts falling the fuck apart. And I do believe that Lawrence Kramer maybe will be his lawyer or be the prosecution lawyer to him. I don't know, but he's being presented here, so I guess he's a main character, but our supposed main character is Sherman McCoy, and I don't really like him at all. But I am currently on page 114th of this book. It's a very interesting book. It's a little bit dense, but it's nice in a way to understand how this works since I am not an American and I have not lived in the famous Wall Street era of America. I know what goes on in that country, but it's not really of my knowledge how it was in this time and how it remains to be. So I'm trying to educate a little bit myself, and this is it's a very nice classic. I don't know, I'm enjoying it. I'm reading it slowly, but it's cool. So that's going to be all for this video. These are the books that I've read and am reading. I hope that my reading picks up a bit now, but I'm not really sure. We will see. I mean, who isn't having a hard year this year in the reading department? We can't concentrate. Everything goes to shit, so why bother? I mean, am I right or am I wrong? So that's going to be it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you've read any of these books, please, without spoilers for me and other people, just tell me something in the comments down below. If you like them, if you don't, if you are reading something at the moment. And that's going to be all for today. So happy readings to you all. Bye!